February 17th, 2024. North Shuswap, BC. Current temperature outside, a warm -10, and the start of the elevated deck project.
Well, hey there, guys. We're back out in the balmy, cold North Shuswap, and we're on a Jack's project here. The job today is a whole bunch of demolition. We're peeling decking off, and we're getting ready for spring to come in to replace a new deck. So I'm here with Jack's. Got their crew here. I've got Jeff on site and my buddy Scotty here. So we're just starting it, trying to get it done before it gets hot in the spring. So we're peeling Duradeck off, which could be a fight because it looks like it's glued and screwed on. And from there, we're peeling the plywood off because it's all rotten, and then replacing stringers as needed. So it's going to be probably a good couple week project, but it feels great to be back out here, breathing some Shuswap air in and just enjoying being with my friends again.
So this was day one. We were ripping off the old deck. The reason the old deck had to come off was it was severely rotten. The homeowner actually hadn't used the deck for probably 14 plus years, so this is a huge space not to be using. Luckily for the Jack crew, they made short work of ripping that top off and getting us prepped for replacing it. Unfortunately, little did we know that a lot of it was rotten and we couldn't use a lot of it. So to make the job more manageable, we split the decks into 3 separate decks. So there was the one in front of the guest room, the Juliet one in front of the master bedroom, and then the middle one, which will be the main living area. The deck itself is about 20 feet off the ground and has a nice flowing creek behind the back of it. So the deck did have one more fight left in it. The Juliet section, we decided to hook the quad up because we couldn't figure out an easy way to get it off, but that turned into a huge fight. It actually took 8 attempts and broke one of the residents' winches. Day 3 started out with a whole bunch of optimism, knowing that we had ripped out all the rot and we were starting to rebuild. The only issue today was the weather. It was so cold. Thank God we had the Jack crew back out here helping us.
Well, hey everybody. We're back out in the North Shuswap here. Today, as you can tell, spin the camera here, there's been a little bit of snow and it seems really chilly out here, but we're getting back on this upper deck, elevated deck project. We got Jack out here, they're working. One of the residents, Willie's out here, and then Daddy Jeff's over here cleaning with his broom.
Now the goal on day 3 was to start putting the ledger board on the house, putting the hangers on it, and then start putting the joists in. Now the one section still had the frame up, so it made it go a lot quicker, but the middle section, it was completely rotten, so we pretty much had to start from scratch. Now thank God having the Jack crew there working on the scaffolding, as you know, amputees aren't great on scaffolding, but they made it look so easy.
So deck number 1 is ready to be decked, working on deck number 2, and then deck number 3 is right above the propane. So that beam there, I'm not sure if the video showed it, but it was extremely heavy, and trying to shove it up, it took 3 of us, and trying to get it to stay was another fun while we're trying to screw it and make it level.
So by the end of day 3, we had the deck pretty much framed in front of the spare bedroom. The middle section just starting. We had a couple of the joists in, but not complete, and then the Juliet section completely not supported or even started at all. The hindering today was just the weather. It was so cold, and working off these scaffolding, and your hands are cold, and you're trying to hold screws. It was a tough one, but thank God for those Jack boys. They really worked hard and really gave us a boost getting started. So day 4 picked up right where day 3 left. The weather had warmed up a little bit, and the snow was kind of melting a little bit, so it allowed us to make some ground. Unfortunately, a lot of the lumber was frozen together, so we had to chip it apart, and that kind of slowed us down. But the goal today was to work on the middle deck, getting all the framing in, and then hopefully start on the Juliet section, and maybe even get some posts in. So
the plan today is, I'll step out of the way so you guys don't see my mug, but along the house here. We're going to be putting a cross beam, and then the section where the jack screw is over here working, we're going to put all the joists back in. And then if we get all that done, then we're going to start cribbing.
So the morning of day 4 was just spent reframing the middle section, putting all the joists in. Little did we know that there was a little measurement by somebody you guys might know that caused us to kind of take a step backwards. We called this episode Pucket because we had to build pucks in order to space it up to be level the entire way. The weather had turned, and man, the homeowners made a phenomenal lunch by the fire. You can't beat shepherd's pie by the fire on a cold day.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Steaming, piping by the fire. What is better than shepherd's pie by the fire?
Nothing gets better than that.
Just incredible. So yeah, we've put the beam up. We put the other post up now. So now that this afternoon we'll be setting our cross beam and then putting our joists in. So we're hoping that will go smoother. It should go smoother. I think the hard calculation end of things is done. My huge mistake cost us some time, but we've got her kind of squared away, we think.
After that amazing lunch, we started working on the Juliet section. Of course, we had to fix my little mistake there, so that took a little bit of time, but we were able to overcome it. The weather actually turned so much that we were taking our jackets off. Believe it or not, this was March, and it was actually pretty warm. Like, you can see me in a short sleeve shirt there, not in overalls. Huge progress that day. By the end of the day, we were able to put up some of the deck boards just for storage, but we were able to lift it up, which was amazing, as we never thought we'd get that far. Having it up on the deck, that meant me and the homeowner could start chipping away at it, just saving a little bit of money, not hiring the jack guys to come out, even though the progress would have finished a ton faster. The goal for this job was to have it done by summer, so we thought we had lots of time left and we could save some money by not hiring the guys to come out. Little did we know what was coming, and knowing how fast the weather's going to be coming to change. So the goal for day 5 is we needed to put up some posts to support the upper decks, and then maybe even start decking it. Today it was just me and Scotty, the homeowner, as the jack guys had the day off. We're trying to do this deck on a budget. He was actually quoted to have the entire thing done professionally at $22,000. And if our calculations are right, at the end of this, it'll only cost him about $10,000. So that's a huge savings. These days, anywhere you can save, you have to.
I don't know if you can see it here. There's going to be a post going all the way up to the top. You can see up top all the decking there is up there, but it's not really supported. So we're going to do the posts first. So there's 4 posts along the house here. And then we're going to figure out what to do with the bedroom up here.
I can't understate how much we miss the jack guys this day. We were used to working with a team of guys. Now we're just down to me and the Scotties. So luckily the weather was really not terrible that day, but it still slowed us down more than we thought it would have.
Well, hey there guys. So believe it or not, 2 posts took us almost 3 hours. So it's incredible how much time it takes just to get the measurements, get it bolted, get it in there tight. So this one here is all done. So after lunch here, we're going to be working on the posts here. So we have a post going right here next to the stairs, and then we have a post right over behind the propane tank, which is safe, right? Ratchet strap to the propane tank, that'll be safe. So this is the Juliet decks.
With the help of Rudy, I was able to give you a top view of what the deck was going to actually look like. The first deck being in front of the spare bedroom, we just called it 1. As you see, the joists are running parallel to the house. That was just because we reused some of the cribbing that was there before. Deck number 2 is basically going to be the main living area. And then deck number 3 is right off the master bedroom, and that's the one I'm calling the Juliet deck. The 2 and 3 the joists are going the same way, so the decking will obviously be going that. With deck number 1, the decking board's going the other way. On day 5, we lovingly met the neighbor next door. He's a good friend of mine, and I called him the homeless guy of the North Shuswap. His name's Norm, so I kind of went off a spin-off of the Cheers episode with Norm that walks in. I definitely learned my lesson as I got beat up in the comments for making fun of a senior, but me and Norm, we go back and forth, so it was all good in the end. But it all gave us a good laugh that day, and that's the energy we actually needed. We actually didn't get started with the decking. All we got done that day was the posts and then some of the front trim. We definitely took longer than we thought we would have, but I guess we were used to having the jack guys and their speed working.
So, just like in every community, there's homeless people, and there's no difference out here. We have a homeless guy going through all the garbage here. And
afternoon, everybody.
kind of collecting bottles.
Really secrets in here.
You should see the mother load this homeless guy found. I'm wondering where he left his shopping cart. Maybe on the road somewhere? Look at the mother load there, guys.
Money.
Now, day 6 and day 7 kind of were grouped together as we're doing a work day on both days together. Now, if anybody doesn't know, that's for me is extremely hard being an amputee. I usually can't walk after the first day, so having 2 days in a row, I knew it was going to be a killer, but the weather had turned quite a bit, and we really needed to make some progress quickly. As when July, August hits, you're dying hot, and you just can't get anything done, so we were really trying to push hard to get done. The weather the first day was so hot, I actually went home and missed out on a steak dinner because I was just dying and I smelled like I'd been on a hockey rink. So that tells you how bad of heat that day was. The second day was a little bit better.
She's a cooker today. I'm sure it's not that hot on temperature wise, but in the sun here when we're laying on these boards, even these boards are hot, so. But bad day out here. A bad day in town is still a good day out here.
So the entire day 6 and day 7 we spent just putting the decking boards down. Now we didn't leave a gap as we knew they were extremely wet and they were going to dry and leave a gap in the end. Day 6 we did the middle deck, and then day 7 we did the one in front of the spare bedroom as the joists were running the other way, so we knew it was going to turn. At the end of the day 7, we were actually sitting on the deck having a little happy hour.
Standing on the new deck. Well, part 2 deck. Still got the Juliet deck yet to do.
So day 8 started with a huge surprise. I was packing my tools and heading out to the truck as I always do, just thinking about what I have to get done in the day. And I opened up Shrek's door and I was surprised to see that I was going to bring reinforcements today.
What the hell?
When are we leaving? Come on, let's go.
Holy. Really? Kenzie's coming with us today? Bob the Builder's coming with us today.
Go.
And I see you brought your drill. Okay, well, boss lady says we gotta go, we gotta go.
Go.
First of all, we're gonna finish the Juliet section here, so put all these boards in and stuff. And then after that, we have 2 posts here that are fairly crooked, so we're gonna straighten those out and get them a little bit tighter. And then, I'm sure you can see it on the camera, hopefully you can. And then we're gonna start on this side, the side pieces.
I really was unsure how this day was going to work out, as Kenzie's never been really on a job site, never really worked with a lot of tools, so but she really wanted to come out and help Scotty. So man, was I impressed. Talk about a proud dad moment. She came down, she threw down, she put roughly 600 screws in the deck, screwing all the deck boardings down. Without her help that day, I don't think we would have made as much progress as we did. We ended up finishing the Juliet section, getting all the deck boards screwed down, cutting them all to length, and then starting on the front trim pieces, which was amazing. Now the temperature today was like 28 degrees, so you can't say it was not hot, but Kenzie did not whine. She literally wanted to come and wanted to throw down. She went through 3 batteries and, like I said, 600 screws, so impressive for a 12-year-old to do that really didn't have much experience on a job site. Sorry guys, I just had to brag a little bit. So day 9 started again with Kenzie coming with me. She had so much fun last time and really appreciate being out there. Kenzie grew up a lot out in the North Shuswap, so she has lots of fond memories and really considered a lot of the people out there family, so she just loves coming out there. Again, it was going to be a warm one this day. This day was do or die for us, as the homeowners' grandchildren were coming out, so we had to get a railing up around this deck. It's 20 feet up, and grandchildren that are very young could jump off, and then you don't have grandchildren anymore. Kenzie also learned how to work a jigsaw on this day, doing some very intricate cuts, cutting around each one of the posts, and then later on working on the picket system. As the day wore on, we quickly realized that the weather was not going to be 28 degrees. In fact, it might even rain, but B, we were worried about not finishing. Things were just taking so much longer. When we were doing the decking, we had to do little tiny cuts for these pickets that we were doing, and it just took time. So it became all hands on board, both the homeowner, then the homeowner's wife, of course me and Kenzie. We were trucking as fast as we could, but in the end, hate to say it, we failed. So we got almost all the sections done, except for the last 3 sections around the Juliet section. So there will be another episode just finishing up the deck and then cribbing underneath that Kenzie's definitely wants to be involved in also. So we'll leave it up to Kenzie to close this episode out. Thank you so much for watching this review of the deck. If you guys have any questions, leave it at the bottom. I'll be glad to answer it. Again, this isn't a how to build a deck. This is how I built a deck with my friend Scotty and showing what an amputee can do. I'm a above knee amputee that was a crush, so my lower half is not the greatest. Thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next one.
So we got most of the deck done. We're just going to end up putting just supports in here for now. Kenzie, can you give him a tour, please? While I put this bracket in. Thank you.
I was Bob the Builder today, and I built. This is what it looks like from this angle. You got a nice resting spot where you can have adult beverages, adult apple juice, or adult grape juice, whatever you feel. And then you can take a nice walk over here, and you got these privacy thingies so you can't see over into the other person's yard. And then the best of all, that part over there, which is not done, so we shall not look over there. Well, that is the deck. We came a long way with the railing, and I'm very proud of myself. I did a lot of screws. I'm very proud of myself and the boys. But go like and subscribe down below. Thank you for supporting the channel, and bye. Have a great rest of your day or night.